Less than 2 years ago, these young men were leaving the Royal Academy of Music loaded with prizes, high hopes, and determination to make their career in chamber music as the Albany Quartet. Dennis Simmons' first violin came from Canada. Howard Davis' second violin comes from the Black Country and had no family musical background. The viola player, John White, comes from Barnsley. His wife is a musician too. He acts as the quartet's secretary, which means looking after the arrangements for concerts or coaching. The cellist, Gregory Barron, is also married to an ex-student at the Royal Academy. All 4 musicians have been provided with flats or houses where they can work without being a nuisance to the neighbours, and the corporation found them a disused laundrette where they could rehearse together. Steadily increasing following in the town. The last one had an audience of over 300, and this includes many children. Giving concerts is only part of their work. They also pitch in to help young people directly. One such occasion was the half-term weekend when the Harlow Youth Orchestra was formed out of the best children from the 4 music centres. The standard was elementary, but the excitement was real. The conductor was John Fitzpatrick, the head of music at the Technical College. A group of music teachers provided the organisation. For the children, this was another new experience. The quartet split up to give individual coaching and encouragement. It gave them a lot to think about.
I think a youth orchestra gives people an incentive to work for something better. It's a bit like a boy in a school playing for his school 11 at football, but also playing for say, Harlow, the Harlow schools or the Essex youth football team. A lot of these people who go to Saturday morning music schools where there are hundreds of children going, if there's a selection of 45, 50 students who are picked to go into this, then people are going to compete for places. And this is one very essential factor, I think, to get the standard better.
And also the resources from a large number of schools will produce a much more efficient and better sounding orchestra. One school might provide a couple of trombones and a tuba, and another school which hasn't got those instruments at that school will send along 6 or 7 violinists, 2 cellists and a viola player.
I think in many schools throughout England there's tradition that music is a secondary subject. Many headmasters think of music as being, oh well, it's something extra and something that we don't do. In Harlow, teachers are given a much freer hand somehow. They can, all up-to-date methods can be used. And I think here that headmasters give teachers a chance to develop this. This interest gives the teachers outside school time a feeling that they want to try their hand at other things, like a school orchestra, school hours, and perhaps belonging to other musical societies, choir or ground fault society, music association, anything like this. I feel that there are so many children now playing instruments that it's a pity more students from the academies and colleges couldn't come to Harlow. People who don't go into the profession as professional musicians but want to be teachers. A place like Harlow would be marvellous for these people, but how to get them here is the difficulty. And this is a thing that we all wonder about, if this isn't going to get out of hand. So many children playing instruments, yet so few teachers.
So few teachers, but almost everyone a Pied Piper.
1, 2, 1.
Last on the list in this extraordinary town is George Atkinson, founder of the Harlow Youth Band. His school was offered a job lot of brass band instruments a couple of years ago, and suddenly an untapped well of enthusiasm was discovered amongst his teenage pupils.
Delicate playing at the top. Can I have that? Little much more delicate. Now, weave a little, like, sort of weaving a little counterpoint along the top, over and above his chin. I do. 2,